Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fatal Spire, and I'm here today with the first episode of the F4T1 podcast. I'm here with Assertful, Clearout,
Yo.
and Sick. And today we're just going to be talking about some topics for the week, giving our perspectives, and we'll just get right into it. So the first topic for the week in gaming, we have an article from Dextero, which says that Warzone 2 Season 2 is being released on February 15th. So we finally have an official release date. That's going to be February 15th. Apparently we're getting a Resurgence map. So I don't know if you guys remember Resurgence, but that's that game mode where it basically
You respawn, right?
It's respawn if one member of your team is alive, then you stay in the game. So apparently that's coming out soon. I'm not really the biggest player of Warzone, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's cool. It's whatever. I feel like this is something that was already brought in World War One, and it worked. So them bringing it again is something that, they should be doing. There's a lot of things going on too. I know not to go too far off topic, but not only for Warzone, but they're also bringing back League Play, which is a big thing in Modern Warfare 2. I think the same date exact, so it's not the only thing that's being dropped on that date.
Yeah.
I just hope that the map's fucking smaller, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That map is way too big, and I'm tired of fighting so many bots and just getting shot in my back from God knows where. I get 20 bot kills, and maybe 10 normal kills. It's just too slow, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like if the maps get my bad. I was gonna say if the maps get smaller, it's gonna be harder because this game's already all sound audio and sound whoring. So if the map's smaller, it's not gonna be hard to sit in the corner and hear everything that's going on that field.
That's cool. There'd be too many people to sit in the corner, so I'm fine with it too.
I pretty much agree. I agree with Sick. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Warzone they've always implement in size, and that's just the bottom line. All right, everybody has a fucking sniper, and everyone has some type of assault rifle, and that's just the go-to layout. Everyone has it. Everyone tries to find a fucking rooftop or open area, and that's it. They just snipe, and hopefully it's a lot smaller. So
I'm going.
They kind of already made something to benefit you on that. There's only one sniper in the game that headshots, and you have to have the long range setup for it and a certain ammo type to even hit that, and that's the 50 caliber one, the Victus. That's the only sniper that one shot headshots with triple plate. Otherwise than that, no other sniper will kill you in one shot. So they kind of made it a little bit harder for people to do that.
Yeah, I just feel like they literally removed we're not the only people that talk about it too. All the Warzone streamers, everybody that actually plays Warzone, and just any COD in general, people are all agreeing that they have taken away the skill gap in almost every aspect. If it's Warzone, if it's multiplayer, everything just is more teetered towards just casual play, making it easier. So I'm not really too excited, to be honest with you, to give a letdown of a opinion. But you got to give everything a try at least once, and then hopefully, with a little bit of tweaks. Because I honestly genuinely believe that Warzone and even Modern Warfare 2 are just one update away from being a good game if they fix the right things. One thing that could possibly be one is the sound cues. I feel like you hear everything way too loud.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
especially with if you have a good headset or somebody that's trying to play competitive, which is honestly I feel like 60% of the community that do play Modern Warfare 2, because a lot of people don't play multiplayer. You can see it when you get in the games, you kind of run into the same people. At least this happened to me, going for calling cards, camo, stuff like that. I run into the same people a lot, which tells me that a lot of people that are in my area are the only people that are actually playing it, because it's just so limited to how much fun you can have when you're able to hear everything and everyone, and it's just too hectic. So
here's the thing. Hold on, just real quick. This is the thing that I hear a lot of complaints is you have the Warzone 1 where you don't hear enough sound. You hear your sound is fucking everywhere. People say that it was completely fucked up. Now with Warzone 2, they redid that, and now people are complaining that it's too loud. And I feel like between the community, there's a lot of hatred and love, which I could totally understand in a league standpoint that you can hear the motherfucker coming. That's way outside the building from you. For an example, if you're just fucking, just standing still, you can hear that absolutely. And I do kind of like the playing field that in this whole, Modern Warfare 2 that they changed that everybody's on the same like sound system, I'd probably say. But like I said, it all depends, of course, now of your like headset. You probably have a two-way headphone, 5.1, or even a 7.1. So it's completely different. But I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, it can make a huge impact on how you play, and that's for all players. But continue what you're gonna say, Sick.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I feel I agree with you to an extent. The only thing that kind of changes is like it's not a subtle change where it's like, all right, from one you can't really hear and then the other one you can hear. The problem with that gap is the movement change. From one movement in MW, you were able to be, not be able to be heard, but you had the movement to be able to finesse, kind of like outplay and outleague the other opponent. Rather in this game, you're able to be heard and you can't slide, you can't jump around walls, you can't do this movement to where if you're getting, in a situation where you're heard, you're done, you're dead. Like it's just a fact. You just get pre-aimed, and even if the guy's not hitting you,
True.
the hitbox is so fat that when you chow somebody, even if he's not even hitting you, he's hitting like the side of you, the hitbox is so fat and like coordinated for like the casual player that it doesn't matter how many hours you have in this game, they're gonna give it to the person that is more of a not ideal spot, but more of a common scenario, which would be for like the common player.
I'll have to cut you off right here. So what you said isn't necessarily true. They did have that movement, the exact same movement actually as MW 2019 in the beta. It turned out that the camera, like jump peeking, was so broken that they removed it before the game came out. So it was a thing. You could hop off of jumps. It was the same exact movement, but it was just too broken again. So they didn't want to go through that process. So they took it out of the game.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like the final product ended up being with another problem spawning up because of that.
It's just such a big game. I don't think no matter how much time they take on it, respectfully, they are taking 2 years. This game is going to be out for 2 years. There's not going to be another COD next year. They've already released that. So they're taking extra time. Maybe this next COD will be really good since they put in a lot of work and effort into it. But I think they're taking steps in the right direction, but they needed a whole break. If you didn't know, BattleNet went through a whole fucking thing too. And that was Cold War was only on BattleNet. Now it's open to Steam.
Yeah.
Steam's way better. I would recommend downloading it off of Steam. You don't get scanner repairs and stuff like that. But yeah, they are
You
making
can play
steps
Call of
in the
Duty
good
on Steam?
direction. Yep, I have it on Steam.
Yeah,
Best decision I've ever made.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can
might
actually
do that.
refund it on BattleNet too. So, and they refund pretty easily, like 2 to 3 days.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I might do that. Oh, actually, another thing. The 1v1 gulag system is returning. What do you guys think about that?
I actually don't mind the 2v2. I'm gonna say this now. I do not like the jailer. I'll put that out there. But I was a big fan of Gunfight in MW 2019. Sick knows we both played together a lot. We played that competitively on game battles. But otherwise than that, I do like the 2v2 aspect. I like the fact that you and your teammate can be there and you have like a workaround ability, and then you can also hear them if they're talking in game chat.
Yeah.
I like that aspect. A little bit teamwork, because sometimes you get scuffed in a 1v1. You get
Yeah.
really bad timing. Everybody's played COD knows about COD timing.
Yeah.
I just think it limits that and a little bit more of skill based, I would say.
And it
Yeah.
also like benefits like the player that is actually playing aggressive rather than camping, just because just like Gunfight, like you're forced to be pushed up on a certain part of the map. And then on top of that, like even if your teammate dies and the other guy kills them, just the sound cue of knowing where the other person is, it kind of eliminates the whole cheating aspect. Rather than in a 1v1, it's like if someone's sitting in the corner doing something, kind of like ratty, and then dying and stuff like that, and then he's just out free. He's already into the Warzone map, ready to go, rather than actually forcing a gunfight. That should be how COD is. You know what I mean?
I will say though, the jailer is a good idea. It's just he's too hard to kill with a pistol. The pistols and shit that you get in the gulag, even if you have like all your ammo, you're not killing the jailer. I do like that better than the flag. The flag was really scuffed. Back in like Gunfight in 2019, the flag is really scuffed, so I do not like the flag. I do like the jailer, but maybe make it to where like you hit him 4 or 5 times in the head, he's dead. maybe a little bit more if people like to focus him, but just don't make him like a juggernaut that full sprints and two shots you with a fucking minigun.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Because I mean,
That's
using
what
a
I would say.
flag, because literally, like having the flag on the map, like literally is like a disadvantage for the player that's pushing up and actually trying to like have an engagement or have any sort of like fun, rather than the person that's sitting back, sitting in the corner. So in that aspect, yeah, I do like the idea of removing the flag. Now I feel like there should be like more of a like I feel like it'd be better if it was like more of a radar on type of thing. I feel like that kind of like literally like there's just straight up gun. You know what I mean? Gun on gun, man on man. Like it makes it more fair. But I get it for the people that also like to play more of like strategic and do all that. So I mean, I see both ways for sure.
Maybe like sweeping. I don't think a constant UAV would be good, but
But
maybe
yeah, like this,
sweeping.
just something along those lines where it, like kind of avoids that whole
Speaking
scenario
of
happening.
speaking of MW2, I don't want to take up too much time. I know there's 4 people on the podcast, but sick. Let's talk about that game we had today.
Bro, all right. So let me just break this down as an analysis of how competitive is at the time for people that don't know much about competitive or aren't really in the scene about competitive COD or comp and CDL, all stuff like that. So competitive switched to PC, which caused a lot of controversy because it's easier to cheat and it's easier to get away with stuff, and it allows for a lot of negative aspects to a competitive game to happen or a lot of unauthentic things to happen. Even though PC was kind of the right move to move as far as frame and just an ideal like smooth game feel, which is something that COD has already nailed in comp, but pushing that to PC just kind of elevates that whole like playing field, which is fine. But we Zach and I or Assertful and I play on this. We play either game battles or CMGs, wagers, turn whatever it may be. Today we were playing a free XPs. No, this is for virtual XP. We're just getting content, getting our gameplays, doing stuff like that. Just trying to provide content for the competitive scene, for our channels, for the organization, just stuff like that, right? We end up running into some guy, and I won't even name him because I don't like. Regardless if whatever happens, I just don't want to name hackers or even give him the benefit of the doubt. Just for the simple fact that if he sees this or whatever, he finds whatever may happen, I just don't want him to have that smile on his face that I brought him up. But essentially, we lost 6-5 in a way that we shouldn't have lost first map. There was a lot of times where we were getting traced through walls and stuff like that, which we found kind of sus. Obviously, like anybody who's aiming at you through a wall or two or walls or three walls, and you have dead silence pop where you can't be heard to an extent, or you're across the map, or like people playing ready for you. There's a lot of things that happen that caused a lot of sus activity. So we played second map. We ended up getting what happened to him? Like we lost first round, and then his game crashed or something, and then his homie leaves. We're playing.
Yeah,
You can take it from
so
here.
I'll take a little bit from here. So what happened is normally when you get a scanner repair, you kind of like walk into a corner or wherever you're at, and it kind of takes a little while for you to actually time out. We kind of figured out by this guy instantly timing out because he was playing. He got both of us in the kill cam, which was already pretty suspicious because he pre-fired sick when he had Deddy popped in a weird area. Plus he was getting grenaded and I was shooting at him at the same time, like right in his face. So a little bit weird. He killed both of us, but after that, we just started to notice that he played really, really weird and he instantly disconnected. But like he was either god tier or he was just like the worst player I've ever seen. Like just no knowledge, no headset, no nothing. And then we get to third map, and this is when it's guaranteed that this guy's cheating. This guy refused to stream, which if you ever played PC COD or competitive COD, streaming is chalk. Because like if you don't stream, you're obviously hiding something. So that gave us a pretty good understanding. And they just tried to buy time, and then they're telling us to start up the game. They joined our lobby, but no stream coming out of him. And they ended up disbanding out of everything because we reported the win and told them to report.
Because if you
And
disband, you can't go back on their profiles. And the fact that they didn't want to stream and just decided to take the L, which no, it's super easy to stream. If you're using OBS or Streamlabs, like you just pop over the thing, you literally just click stream. Doesn't matter the quality. You just have to stream that way to see that there's no fucking red boxes on your screen. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be hard to do, but it's just it's in a setting in competitive COD where if you're on a PC, you're almost kind of forced to stream just because of how many people are actually cheating. And it's actually kind of scandalous because there's people playing for 400, 500, 600, 800, 900, whatever amount of money. And people are getting away with getting these kind of payouts that like are almost straight up paychecks to some people of 2 weeks. And they're getting it in a night of COD because they have red dots and boxes telling them where the opponents are, which I mean, I don't want to take it too far, but I mean that kind of should be like almost like a real life charge if you're doing something against like pretty much cheating to win, you know what I mean? It's almost like cheating in poker, right? It's like it's still a game, it's poker, but you're cheating and you're winning money because of it. I see no difference. You're playing a video game, you're playing for money, especially on websites that like, you know, have their own terms of service, and you know you're allowed to play in some areas and you're not allowed to play. So it's, I mean, to an extent, I feel like it's kind of scummy, and just to see the point of where competitive is right now, it just kind of shows kind of like we're on the teeter totter. You know, it's only up from here, it's only down from here. And I feel like although we have already referenced a lot of other areas of competitive COD, because there's a lot of branches to just Call of Duty, when it comes to like the competitive scene and the multiplayer, and then you know the everything else like the guns, the cameras, the whatever it may be. There's all these branches, and just to see that you know we do kind of have some support, but just to see, and again, not to ramble too much, but bro, I guarantee you, anybody who plays competitive feels this from the bottom of the heart. Please stop cheating, bro. There's no point of doing it, especially if you're playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially when you're playing for virtual XP that doesn't even matter. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I shouldn't be that mad because at the end of the day, yeah, it is virtual XP and shouldn't matter. But it's like if I'm investing my time and you're hacking and you're just causing like a disturbance to like what I'm trying to have going on in a non-authentic way, then honestly, we just need less of that.
Well, we're
Yeah.
streaming it for content, so it's a little bit different, but I'll stray away from this. I'm sure everybody's heard of cheating, and this shit's been around for a couple years now. So, while we're on the gaming topic, how do you guys feel about China keeping a 1 hour daily limit on kids' online games?
Oh my
Now,
god.
me personally, I got limited to 1 hour, and
Mhm.
like I had an Xbox 360 growing up, so it was the parental setting. Like after an hour of it being on, it shuts off, and
What the fuck?
that was really bad. Yeah, I was
That's
raised
wild.
tight Christian household. After an hour, it would turn off, and it won't turn back on because of the parental setting, and you had to type in a password to get back in. And it had like it had 24-hour cooldown, so I couldn't play until that same time the next day.
Did you ever hack the password?
No, I could never find it. I
Damn.
never found it out.
So
Yeah, I
There
don't know.
was
I've
before we process that, when was the time where you eventually like got out of that? Like your parents like, all right, fine, you know, you could go longer than a fucking hour. When, at what age, or like what? Did you ever talk with your parents about that, or?
so actually, yeah. Um, it wasn't really my mom. My mom didn't really care. It was my stepdad. He put like a lot of. He always played games. Like even when I was done playing games, I'd go in the living room and like watch him. He used to play like Skyrim on the big TV. We'd all just watch it. But like they were strict, man. Like when it came to like 8 o'clock, it was lights out. Like I just had to go, and they would sit there and watch TV. And I was like, I slept right next to like where the living room was, so I just heard it the whole time while I was falling asleep. But the time frame, I would say about like, dude, I got it when I was like 10, and it went all the way until I moved out, which was about I moved out about 15 and 16. I moved out early. Some stuff ended up going down, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
my
crazy.
stepdad was something else, bro. That thing
Yeah.
was so weird. I never understood it. I wasn't home. I'd always just go over to the neighbors and like play games with them because they didn't have an hour setting on theirs. So it's pretty chill. Besides being home, that shit was whack.
I feel like I have like the exact opposite experience because my parents were pretty lax. I mean, they didn't really like understand what gaming was. They watched me play games like when I was in the living room because like my TV was in the living room, so I'd sleep in the living room just playing games. Um, and I don't know. I knew some friends that like they had like their gaming time restricted, but I don't know. It's if I wasn't allowed to play games, I probably would not be able to like start Fatal just because of the amount of time that I had to be on Xbox, just talking to people and setting stuff up. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You want to hear something even crazier?
What?
All right, so the Xbox was 1 hour. I didn't have a phone while living with him that he knew of the entire time. I had a house phone. And no, I did not use that. Obviously, being a kid, I ended up going out and buying one of those cheap Androids and just buying like a really cheap plan. And dude, I had to hide that phone for so long, but he just never let me have a phone. He thought it was corrupt, bro. I don't know what it was, bro. He thought it was gonna ruin my brain. And yeah,
Yo,
now
yo, my
now I
man was
sit
on
here
a
to
mission,
record.
bro.
Bro.
Yo, you on a mission, Zach. This fool bought a phone at he's like, imagine 10-year-old Zach, bro. No phone, no Xbox. This boy goes to the store, buys a Nokia, and then go gets a line, bro, and just starts hiding that shit, bro.
All
This
right,
man,
so let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. So I had the phone, and actually, the Xbox 360, it was my brother's, and he moved out at 15 too. So he just left it there. Like he was out, he was gone. And then after that, I bought a PS4 when it first came out, and I kept it in a bag, and I always took it with me wherever I went. So whenever I went to like the boys' house, they'd play on theirs, and I'd be like right next to them. I'd be playing in the living room on like a monitor on mine. So like that shit was actually pretty crazy.
Wow.
We had like little LAN parties every time I came over, basically.
now
I had
know
the
why
whole
you always
setup.
carrying me.
Yeah, bro. I've been in the game for a bit.
Insane. I think I mean, I don't know between China and US, but US kids, I mean, we're kind of born into that, like, I don't know, eat fucking junk food, play as many video games and as much violence as possible. And I mean, to a extent, like myself, being from LA, there was no restrictions. Growing up, I mean, that's all we fucking talk about. Is you're in elementary school, middle school, high school. You just talk about games. That's just how it was. That's how you like bonded with people. And it was actually to a point where my father wanted to put a restriction on me, but I never could do it. Like it was like at least 2 hours a day. And then growing up, it was kind of just like, okay, I outgrew this. But I would always be like, all right, look, there's a new game coming out. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna beat the campaign and sit down. So whatever, ever since that whole like, I put my foot down. That all right, look, I'm gonna beat this Modern Warfare 3 campaign in one sitting. Don't bother me. Don't touch me. And my parents like just let me be. And ever since that restriction just went away. And I mean to this day, I mean I mean I play like I don't know 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, depends. Still. But I mean, kids growing up, that's a hard topic, man. That's a hard. Sick, what do you think?
I feel like it just depends on scenarios. I feel like some people can handle it. I feel like some people can't. I feel like that goes with like almost everything, not even past video games. I feel like it just comes down to like what you're exposed to at a young age and not only what you're exposed to, but like how you kind of reciprocate it and like how you kind of bounce off that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching a horror movie and the first thing you do is grab a knife and stab somebody because you felt like that's the shit to do because you watched the movie, that's one thing. But if you're playing COD and you're playing video games and for example, you shoot somebody and he dies and you knock him down, I'm like, oh, points, yada yada, and you understand it's a video game, it should be fine. I feel like it's more sensitive in China just because I feel like things are. I mean, I've never been over there, or I don't know much about it. It's straight off.
Yeah, just a disclaimer: we don't want to say like anything bad about China. We don't want our podcast to get like removed or anything. But
no, none of that will happen. I mean, at the end of the day, it just comes down to opinion, right? And I just feel like I mean, this is not even like anything negative. It's just I feel like it just comes down to position and like of that person. You know what I mean? How they are, how they were raised, what kind of things they're vulnerable to, like how understanding they are. I think is one of the biggest things, and just kind of applying yourself. And by I mean applying yourself, I mean to that person specifically, accordingly. But yeah, I don't really see a big deal with it unless it becomes a big deal. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's a bigger issue going on. I don't want to go into a deeper topic, but I feel like um, video games and any form of entertainment or technology isn't really like the problem. I feel like the problem is the way people are like recepting that information and what they're doing with it.
So I kind of
Yeah.
want to go a little bit into that. Like I said, I did grow up without a phone and grew up with those restrictions. I think if you're too harsh, I think there is a good balance between it, honestly. But if you go too hard, like I was when I grew up, it just makes you want to do it more. Like it's just such a
Yeah.
bad thing. If you get introduced to it while you're younger and you play it a lot when you're younger, typically you turn out to like not play it as much. Typically, I mean, some people are different. Like everybody's different. Some people like to play games. Me personally, I like playing games. I can sit here and play with my friends all day. And other days, I don't want to touch it at all. So like, there's a good balance between it, but I don't know. I think people are a little bit too strict. Um, Going in on this China thing, it actually says that in 2019 that they were allowed 90 minutes a day on weekdays and banned them from playing at 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. so they can get a good sleep. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're really harsh. But I think it's because like something with like brain activity while people were playing games came out around then. Something like messing with your brains, the whole thing with like the blue light filters and everything, like messing with your eye.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, China's just for like restrictive in general. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to like talk negatively about them, but just that's just kind of their culture ever since.
This man is cautious about that. Bro. This man
It's
afraid
okay,
they're gonna come from.
We're not saying anything
yeah,
like
yeah,
not saying anything too bad about them. We're just literally saying their policy on gaming,
yeah.
which they know.
But I don't know if this isn't like on the topics list, but I don't know if you guys watch South Park, but they released an episode criticizing China, and then South Park got banned in China like the week after.
Yep, it sure did.
So
See, but I feel like that's really. I mean, I'm gonna say it, bro. I don't care if China, whatever. I feel like it's hella bad. Like
Yeah.
to just um straight restrict things that don't go aligned with like a narrative that is being, kind of being enforced. And I feel like that kind of I don't want to go extreme and be like that. It's like communism type of stuff, but it kind of leads into that like controlling kind of aspect, where it's like you don't have that freedom to like that free will to like think for yourself, to kind of create a character for yourself that's past whatever is being told for you to do.
yeah, I feel like we've kind of exhausted this topic. I want to go to our next topic. So, also in gaming, Marvel's Avengers screws up a major announcement about how the game will end. So, I don't know if any of you guys have played this game, but apparently when it came out, it was really buggy, really broken. It had terrible reviews, and it was just kind of a mess. So, Marvel's Avengers is officially going to be shutting down, and they kind of botched how they announced that. Clearout, do you have any experience with this game?
I actually played the closed beta first when it came out. I had a
Oh, really?
homie back in the day who he gave me a plug on Reddit for a beta key to try out, and I tried it out, and absolutely it was fucking buggy. It was terrible. It was beyond terrible, and
Yeah.
I played it, I was all hyped for it. When I hear that, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna play all these characters. Well, they give us knockoff characters. I was expecting like the actual like Avengers roster, the whole Marvel. Growing up as a kid, like fuck yeah, there's already a Spider-Man game that recently just came out, and I'm gonna play another Spider-Man. Oh fuck yeah, and that's not the case. That's not how it worked. Instead they added like these brand new characters that I've never even fucking seen in the roster.
You're
Um,
playing as El Hombre Araña.
exactly. It was fucking ridiculous. Absolutely. And continuing on, the beta closed, of course, and the game did release. A lot of people were hyped. I was hyped about it. And beyond, I was already watching YouTube of like, how is this game? Should I buy it? Should I spend the $60 on it? And immediately, I was watching streamers play it. I was watching gameplay of it, and the smallest things, that you're stuck at a save process. You're stuck at a interaction menu, and it was just it was fucking terrible. It was horrible. So, I did see a lot of outlash, especially on Twitter, um, just ripping on that game, and it was terrible. Absolutely, I agree. I mean, I'm actually not that surprised that the game is closing. It's, I mean, all I can say is I think that developers in games nowadays are just rushing to push out content, and they're not actually going back and fixing the issues in games. I think that's a major process in the game developer world, software world, the whole gaming community is. I feel like a lot of people kind of pretty much agree with me that's saying that well, they're just pushing out these fucking games, but they're not fixing the problems with a lot of the issues. And it's sad to say. It's really sad to say. Um, so I mean, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think?
Hot take, real quick, before we keep on going on. Specifically, the game. I don't know if you'll all agree. Maybe some will, maybe some won't. But I'm gonna say, ever since I would say probably about like Endgame, everything that's come out after from Marvel has just been going slowly and slowly downhill. Like I feel like the
Faded take.
movies, the TV shows,
Ooh.
everything, bro.
Hold on, bro.
Everything's been dropping, bro.
Nah,
Everything,
faded take.
bro.
No.
Beta
Fuck
take?
the professional shit. Hold on.
It's bad,
Hold
bro.
on.
It's
Hold
bad.
No,
I know
you
it's slightly
triggered-
because I didn't know
you
how y'all
triggered
react,
sick.
but it's
Nah.
fucking awful.
Now we have a
Bro.
podcast.
Bro,
It's like
so
the
you're
worst-
telling me you telling me you didn't like when Andrew, when Toby, and all them Spider-Men were together, all the Green Goblin, the Sandman, the Lizard, all
We got
that. You didn't
spoiler
tell me that
alert
was
here.
fire.
That part was fire.
No, what do you mean that part? The whole movie was that part.
Nah, I actually did like that movie. I won't lie. That's the one movie
Okay.
after that.
Okay,
But
and then
but like the
everything
TV
else.
shows, horrible, bro. Tell me one Marvel TV show that you liked right now.
I didn't even know they had
That's
TV
newer.
shows. I'm gonna keep it a band.
Exactly.
Well, I can't
Exactly,
make an
bro.
opinion about it because I haven't seen it. But hold on. But you got to understand, after Endgame happened, right? After
Morbius? Morbius?
No,
But
Morbius
look-
does not count. That's Sony.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
kidding.
hold on. You
That's
gotta
Sony.
understand. After there's a big climax, there has to be a build up and a story for it to have another big climax. That's why they're building everything. And, like, I don't even want to get into it and do many. I mean, it's not even spoilers. It's already out there. But they signed, they signed all the Spider-Man back for another movie. So that's already one thing. So we're already gonna see the 3 Spider-Man back. Boom. We don't know when, where, what, unless you like pay attention to the comics and stuff like that. That's one thing. Another thing, they've already announced, this is public, this is not a spoiler, this is public, that they already announced that they have signed the actor of Iron Man, the man who died on Endgame, again for another movie. How or what's going to happen, I don't know. This is not spoilers, this is public knowledge. Now, you're telling me, after knowing those two simple, and I'm not even going to name more, just those 2 facts. You're telling me, after you hear those 2 facts, that you don't tell me there's going to be another following up good movie after we just had a crazy movie with fucking all the 3 Spider-Man, and on top of that, boom, you get the Zendaya sauce on top of it, and you're telling me that
Bro,
there's
that
no
movie's not that new though. Like it's newer, but it's not that new. Like listen, bro, the new Thor movie, the Love of Thunder, whatever that was. I didn't even know it started. 50 minutes into the movie, I thought the pre-rolls were still rolling. I had no idea what was going on. He killed Zeus like he was a pussy, and then Zeus came back and just fucked on his shit. What was going on?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I didn't watch the movie.
That's a new movie. That's a new movie. And what was it?
I didn't even see that one.
His wife had fucking cancer. It was like, all right. I mean, dying just like Logan did. All right. Already seen in the movie. Not Marvel, but already seen it. And then
That's another
and then
thing,
she gets
bro.
his powers. Spoilers. She gets his powers. Why do we need another Thor? And then
Bro.
they just make out, and then that's the movie. That's all you need. I just told you the movie. Don't spend $15. There you go. There's a whole storyline. 2-hour movie.
Or just go to MovieTube or Movie 123. Watch that shit for free. But anyways,
Don't even watch it. It's not worth free.
Hey.
but look, what I'm trying to say is, and aspiring clear. I'm sorry, but I have to fight this. I have to die on this hill, bro. And then on top of it, they're introducing Deadpool into the series, and Deadpool's
All right, that's
coming-
fire. That's fire.
No,
Yeah,
that-
And on
know what
top
you're
of that,
talking about.
but you know what Deadpool's
Deadpool's
storyline
so
is
awesome.
about? Reviving Wolverine after Logan.
Bro, he's gonna what I heard from
Bro.
a comic
Wait,
that's
wait,
coming
what?
up
Wait,
is that
really?
Deadpool's supposed to kill
Yeah.
everybody in the
Because
Marvel
he has-
universe.
he has
Wait,
Kane's
Deadpool's gonna
time
kill
belt.
everybody?
Yes, he has Kane's
That's
time
what,
belt.
yeah.
Because remember he went back and he actually killed fucking Hitler. He went back in time and he killed the fucking arch nemesis of fucking Wolverine. The Ryan Reynolds part. The fucking clone. Do you remember that bullshit? So there's in the end screen he has Kane's time belt and he went back and tried to change the timeline of the whole Marvel franchise. And there's even rumors that he's gonna go back and he's actually gonna meet, apparently, and meet Iron Man and supposedly save him. But I don't know. That's apparently rumors right now. Will that happen? I don't know. If it does, pretty fucking sick.
But
I'm not
going along with Clearout said, with knowing that information, you cannot tell me Zach's opinion is not more faded than the Zaza.
Bro, I'm not saying the new shit that they haven't put out yet. I said the newer stuff that they've been releasing has slowly been getting worse from how they've been, overall.
But I feel after Endgame, when the Spider-Man movie dropped, that shit was an
The
even
Spider-Man
higher
movie
peak.
was good. I give that. Yeah, the Spider-Man movie was good, but I forgot that came out after. I know it came out after, but I thought that was a lot newer. I'm
No,
not
yeah,
gonna
I mean,
lie. I don't know,
that's-
that got confused, but a lot of other things don't make sense. I am hyped about the Deadpool thing. I don't know how true it is, but I did hear that just to prove a point, he goes and 1v1s each person in the Marvel universe to kill them all. And that is sick. I don't know when that's coming out or how that's coming out, but it has been confirmed that they're trying to do something with that.
That sounds so
That
dope.
would be sick.
So here's the thing, Assertful. Exactly what you just said. In the timeline of the actual comic books, that is actually real true. Where Deadpool is actually the king of the fucking throne, where he actually goes back and he actually kills every character from the Marvel franchise. And that is an actual true thing from the comic book. I guess there's a part in time where he actually he wants to die. He physically wants to die. So that's when he challenges to all these villains and superheroes. Because Deadpool's what? An anti-villain? An anti-character?
anti-hero.
He doesn't
Anti-hero,
care. He doesn't give
Yeah.
a fuck. So he has this, power that, okay, he can't die. I mean, I get it. But in the comic book, that is what he is trying to do, is try to get himself killed. So exactly what you're telling me right now, I mean, for me, it's kind of putting two and two together that, okay, maybe it might happen. Because I haven't heard that exactly what you just said. But in the actual comic timeline, that does happen, where he actually does fuck around and kill everyone.
I've just got it from a friend. He knows some
Source of
Marvel
friend.
heads, and yeah, it's just comic books. See, like I said, I knew it already happened in the comics, but they're supposed to be making a series. I guess no timeline on any of this stuff. Not even sure. I got it from a friend. Like I said, it's just from word, and he read it somewhere online. We all know how online is. But if it will come out, it'll probably come out in years to come. Probably 2026, a far project. Because that sounds like a lot of work and a lot to build up. Because normally when they release TV shows and stuff, they have all 12 episodes laid out already. Especially with the franchise as big as Marvel. So I don't know. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. I don't want
Try to die on the hill.
Yeah, I don't want to belabor this topic too much. Going to our next topic, Sick and Zach, you're probably going to laugh about this one. A pro gaming champ says he peed in a bottle during a $205,000 tourney. Oliver Skitter, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, Lepko tweeted a photo of his pee bottle during a Dota 2 tournament. So apparently they forced him to pee in a bottle because there's a rule that you can't have bathroom breaks during games. So his teammates literally had to watch him pull out his junk and start peeing in the bottle mid-game.
That's brotherhood.
On stage?
Yeah, on stage.
They didn't even take him back?
No, they
stage?
didn't
Did
even
you
take him
pee
back.
real
He was
quick?
on stage.
Oh
Wow.
my god, bro.
And he
many
tweeted a
water
photo of
bottles?
it. You can see in the article.
No, I'm good.
I don't care about peeing in the bottle. I get it. You don't really have that much time, and there's just too many people at the venues and stuff, and they want to get stuff rolling.
Yeah.
I don't really mind that aspect, but come on, you got cameras on you. You can't just pull out your junk and just piss in a bottle.
They didn't get it on
You
camera.
a shower.
They didn't get it
Yeah,
on
but,
camera,
like-
but like,
The thing is, what if they accidentally did? That's it, bro. That thing's on the internet and you can never
Hmm.
take it down. Your
True.
dong is just all over the place. Like, I don't care what you say, bro. Just take him backstage 5 seconds for guys. It doesn't take that long to pee. I'm not gonna lie.
Wouldn't mind it. I'm just saying, if it was me, I wouldn't mind.
I mean, look, listen.
Shut the-
I mean, people that kind of live on the road, I feel like you're kind of in the same boat as me. I've driven quite far around the United States, and sometimes there are no bathroom breaks, and all you have is a cup or a bottle. And I have done this myself. You know, I've filled up a bottle on the road. Can't really break or can't really stop. You know, either you're stuck in traffic or there's no rest stops. You know, go take a leak or something like that. I mean, full commitment. That's what I have to say with this competitor in Dota. It's interesting. I will say that for something like that, I think that's a little too much. I agree on Zach's
the
standpoint.
fact they couldn't
that,
just like stop the match for like 5 minutes just to.
listen, if you're able to call a timeout in CS:GO competitive, in Call of Duty competitive, you should be able to call a timeout in Dota. I think that's a bit crazy.
I
Yeah.
think it should be considered like a technical difficulty because like he said, like you gotta go when you gotta go. Like you just can't control it. It's human nature. It's like you gotta pee when you gotta pee, and it's cool. Like he can't go all the way to the restroom, like I said, and he had to pee in the cup. So what? But like, at least give him a little bit of privacy. Like he's on the main stage, and Dota's a pretty popular game. It's crowd funded, so that's why they have huge like tournament amounts that they play for. So like they obviously have a crowd there. I don't feel like he should be doing that in front of people with the lights on. I don't know. It's also illegal, called public indecency, but for a whole franchise to be forcing him to do that is a little bit weird. I don't know.
I agree. I completely agree in almost every way. But besides, if you looked, man. Might as well zoom in.
You're
Add him
stupid.
on Twitter, bro. Let everybody know who it is. If you didn't know whose
Yeah.
dong this is
Mine.
it's
Damn.
Skitter. Hopefully I'm saying your name right.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he wants you
That
to
thing
say
is
his
gonna
name
become
right.
a meme. I swear to God. You're gonna start putting it in. You're just gonna see that on Discord all the time.
probably, man. It's like the stupid thing with Thanos twerking, and they just kept on sending it to the. Why can't I think of his name? Jeez,
The actor?
no, the guy who writes all the Marvel stuff, and he just died recently.
Oh,
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley, yeah. Whenever he would post something, like all of the comments on his Twitter would just be so bad. It'd just be Thanos twerking. Every single one of them. No context, no
Really?
nothing.
That's
Just Thanos twerking for a while. And that was really bad. But speaking of games and going on to our next topic, we got The Last of Us coming out with a TV show. I personally haven't seen the first episode, but I've heard that it's really, really good
Yeah,
and
that's
on
I've seen
par
the
with the
first
game.
episode.
That's Pedro Pascal, is that
It
correct?
is really good.
That's Pedro, the guy that plays Mandalorian, is the actor?
Yes.
The main actor
Yeah,
in Last of Us.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's really good in the show. I mean, like they
very,
he really
very hyped.
I
captures
watched
the character.
I watched the first episode. That's actually crazy.
Really?
And it's very accurate
yeah.
too. Like I've heard that it's very
Yeah,
accurate.
If you play the game and you watch the show, it's kind of very aligned. Now, obviously, dialogue is kind of a little bit butchered. It's not completely word on word. Obviously, it shouldn't be. There's more of a emotion and more like a scenery and all that in play when it comes to like an actual film or show. But yeah, so far, because I think when's the next one drop? Isn't it tonight or is it tomorrow? There's another episode. There's only one episode that's out right now
Mm.
at the
think it's
moment.
I can check it.
I
really
don't know
quick.
the release date. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Speaking about shows, how people judge shows, I think is a little bit weird. I would ask you guys, how many episodes do you give a show before you give up on it?
5.
3.
3 or 4.
I highly agree with all those answers. Mine is about the same as 6. I say 5. Give it a little bit of time for the story to build up. But if you're one of those people who do 1 or 2, you need to learn, bro. The setting and everything needs to be set up properly for a show to take off. And that's kind of hard to do. Yeah, a lot of these top franchises and people do it better, but it's a hard thing to do to implement a whole universe in like one episode in like 20 minutes.
Not
Like that
only
stuff
that,
is hard to do.
yeah, I've also seen a lot of like shows that like are really, 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 really boring, and then eventually, like after like the third, fourth, fifth episode, it kind of picks up. Only show I've kind of seen the opposite happen is probably Flash. I'm not sure if you guys seen Flash.
I have
That
seen Flash. I
Oh,
know.
I love
Yeah.
Flash.
I've
I
not
felt like
seen
Flash started off really, really strong, and
Barry
then
Allen
like
was great.
yeah, and then it just kind of
Oh yeah, after it went completely downhill when they involved like this whole Zoom and Super Flash, Kid Flash.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
It was too
exactly.
much.
I stopped
much.
around when Zoom came around.
So yeah, I just feel like it just comes down to like preference of what you like, what you don't like. But at the end, I feel like it could go either way. It could start off really strong and then end off really weak, or it could start off really weak and end up really strong.
Yeah. All right. Let's transition to our next topic. So, in national news, we have a girl who is 13. She led a Nebraska troopers on a 100-mile-per-hour chase with a boy, age 11, in the passenger seat. So, this girl was basically playing GTA and leading cops in a high-speed chase. They don't really know exactly why. And apparently, they found a firearm and a small amount of weed and drug paraphernalia in the car.
What the?
So
Far.
Jesus, man.
that is.
Wait, what
that's
happened? What
crazy.
happened? I didn't even pay attention. I just said that's fire.
Okay, I'll
Dude.
I mean, it is fire.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll read that again. So, according to an article on the NBC News, a 13-year-old girl led Nebraska troopers on a high-speed chase for nearly 20 minutes before authorities were able to stop the vehicle and take her and an 11-year-old passenger into custody, Nebraska State Patrol said. So, they spotted her with a Nissan Pathfinder going about 35 on Interstate 80, and then they attempted to traffic stop, and then after that, the teen driver accelerated, reaching speeds over 100 miles per hour. So this girl was basically playing GTA in real life.
Has to be a Nissan. Always a Nissan.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of GTA and cars and car chases, have you guys ever heard of it happened around like Florida area a little while ago, but people stealing Kias with USBs?
Oh, the Kia
Wow.
boys.
Nah,
Yeah,
Kia
that was
boys.
that was really
Yes.
big. When I was in high school, I knew a whole group of people, probably like 30 people, that all got sent to juvie because they went to a dealership and they ended up stealing like 30 cars with USBs, all Kias,
Yeah.
and just crashing them. That's how they got found. So they would just crash these brand new cars and just total all of them. That was pretty whack.
Wait, so
Yeah.
how did that happen? Like, how
Don't
does it
buy
work
a
with
Kia.
USBs?
Don't
No,
buy
like,
Kia.
don't buy a Kia.
Don't buy a
So-
Kia.
So-
Does
so
anybody know like their
basically-
process though? Like what they did to use the USB to?
So here's what you use. All you need is a simple phone charger. You just have to as long as you could break in. Most people just break in the front window, or they'll just try to lockpick the front,
Yeah.
the door, whatever. But there's the plastic guard. You just slam it down. And with Kias, they have a certain tap valve. Basically, it kind of looks like the shape of a spark plug, basically. And all you have to do is kind of just you just have to just punch. Basically, I mean, you could physically just punch it, and it'll break half open. And there's a little slot key, and this is the slot key that you use to turn your ignition key. And it's the exact same fit as a USB cable. And you simply just plug in and turn, just how a normal key would. And that's how people would hijack them. It is extremely high here in LA. There's so many reports. I just showed my father about the Kia boys, that they're going viral. It's insane. And I feel like in today's society, electronic cars, hybrid cars are so easy to break into. I mean, I see all over, For You pages and discovery pages of like, have you ever heard of that Flipper Zero? Ever heard of that? It's like a universal hacking tool where you just have to record a frequency, just how like a normal key fob, remote unlock lock would, and you could either turn on or turn off, and you can hijack frequencies off of a Tesla, off of a TV, off of a traffic light, and it is They sell this in today's market right now for $2.50. It's so cheap. You could go buy it right now and you could hack shit. So it's very easy to break into these cars and people are stealing them. It's a very common thing right now.
It's
Um,
crazy to see like it's almost become like a new market. So it's almost like there's like websites and people that companies that make like millions of dollars off of like I know it's kind of sort of off topic, but like off like cheats for video games, and now they're making like all these things to like hijacking cars. It's like almost becoming a new market for like
Yeah.
being a piece of shit,
Yeah.
essentially. That's crazy.
No, you're 100% right. Like, yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. Can't even imagine like investing money in that. I get mad just thinking about it.
Imagine the person who designed like the new Kia models and all those stuff being stolen. Like, you're definitely getting fired, buddy.
100%.
Like,
It's like, how did you
a
not think of
phone
this?
charger, a $2 phone charger can take a car, bro.
That's worse than
Come
blowing
on,
up the
guys.
Death Star. It's like
It's almost as bad as our next topic, which is as prices soar, border officials are seeing a spike in egg smuggling from Mexico. Very, very interesting. Aspire, you want to take us on this road?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought eggs in like a while. I mean, I just don't eat eggs that much. But apparently they're like really expensive. Do you guys know how much eggs cost? Like I haven't
Yeah,
been
they're like
keeping
$9 now.
like
they just
$9. Wait,
raised
for
they raised
12?
here in LA. It's $17
Wait,
for a
$17
pack
for
of
what?
12.
How much? For a pack of
For
12?
12.
It's 17.
Jesus, bro.
Jesus.
Rose.
It's like
They just rose.
That is
It's like
disgusting.
$5.99, $6.99 for me.
I got
bro.
2 here for free.
Jeez. We got chickens.
we
We
got
got chickens.
we got chicken. And like I think they say it's because there's like a shortage of chickens due to the avian flu. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. I mean, that's just a rumor, but dude, $17 for 12. Like that's crazy. I mean, I know California definitely has like higher prices for most things, but just like you're paying more than $1 per egg. That's crazy to me.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just saying right here, just like Sick was saying, it says now a dozen eggs are now priced at as high as $7.37, and in Mexico they are selling for an entire 30 count of carton of eggs is $3.40 in Mexico.
Yeah.
But in the U.S. and like California, like I said, it's like $7.
Yeah.
So, and you just said like 17. That's whack. That's 30 compared to 12.
Shout out Walmart.
Yeah,
So,
Walmart. I don't care if
that's
it's a poor
actually
person's
crazy.
store. I still go to Walmart.
Bro, I like Walmart for their pickup. So like I'm busy during the week, so after work, I like order it online, but it's like no extra charge. Like they do all the shopping, you pull up into the pickup spot, you pop your trunk and they load it up, close your trunk, you leave. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's no extra charge.
Yeah. I mean, I usually just go into the store, but like, yeah, that pickup option is that's convenient. I just want to note that 6 Power went out, so he's going to be gone for a while. I don't know when or if that'll be fixed, but
Gotcha.
it'll just be the 3 of us for right now.
That's fine.
Now I want to transition to our next topic. So also national news, a man survives at sea for 24 days by eating ketchup and garlic powder. So it says a man from Dominica lost at sea for almost a month survived in part by eating ketchup, garlic powder, and Maggi seasoning cubes, officials said. The name's Elvis Francois, who was rescued from a sailboat this week, also consumed rainwater that he scooped up with a cloth during his 24 days out in the Caribbean. The 47-year-old got lost in December when currents pushed his sailboat out to sea as he was making repairs off the island of St. Martin in the Netherlands Antilles, which is where he calls home, he told Colombia officials. I called my friends. They tried to contact me, but I lost the signal. There was nothing else to do but sit and wait, Francois explained in a video released by the Colombian Navy. He was eventually spotted by a passing plane as he used a mirror as a signal and wrote out the word help on the boat's hull, according to officials. So this is crazy. Like, this man survived almost a month on nothing but ketchup, garlic powder, and essentially rainwater.
And chicken seasoning.
Yeah, and
That's
chicken
what that
seasoning.
Maggie stuff is. I just looked it up because I thought I was dumb for not knowing what it was, but it's like a Caribbean seasoning. So,
Yeah.
but that's actually insane.
Oh shit.
And the fact that he wrote it out with a mirror and stuff to like
Yeah.
grab their attention, that is crazy. That's like the Force, like the game, bro. Trying to get the hell out of there. Like it doesn't happen. If you ever tried that, like it's like a once in a billion chance that you'll actually get an airplane or something.
Yeah.
But that is wild. That's actually so crazy. What about water? I guess he's getting the water from like in the ketchup.
Well,
like-
the water. No, I mean, no. He said it's rainwater, so that's
Oh,
coming.
okay.
Like he's just waiting for it to rain, and then he's collecting it in the cloth and then drinking that.
Yeah, that's
So the man was
smart.
from Dominica.
That man's smart.
I mean, it's literally I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Castaway, but it's literally, it reminds me of that. But in Castaway, he actually gets like on the island and then has to survive. But damn. That
Crazy
is,
shit, bro.
Pretty insane.
that is wild.
I could not go through that. I would be driven crazy. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. All right, now more of like my style. Florida man tries robbing a Publix with a stapler.
I love this story.
How are you
What?
fearing anybody with a stapler? I'm telling you, nobody in
What?
Florida gave a damn. I'm telling you that
No.
right now. If you're walking there with staplers, like, what the hell are you doing? Like that.
Wait.
No, Zach,
Hold
Zach,
on. Wait. Slow
what-
down.
what-
Slow down. Is this an actual stapler or like a staple gun?
No, like a stapler, like one that you use to
Stapler.
staple papers.
Something that can literally cause zero harm unless you go all the way up next to somebody and like staple their arm. Like shooting it isn't gonna do anything. Like,
And
dude,
okay, so
I-
to kind of give some context, so he didn't just come up with a stapler and like just started like threatening people. He said that he had a gun in his pocket, and then when the police came, they searched him. They found out it wasn't a gun; it was a stapler. So if he actually like tried to threaten them with the gun, he just pulled out the stapler, and yeah, that would have been funny. But no, I think that's hilarious that like this man thought that he could actually rob a grocery store with a stapler
Dang.
on the guise
Yeah,
of a
he said-
stapler.
Said he handed the employee a note that he had a gun and he was just holding on to it, and then it said that to put the money in the bag.
Yeah.
But oh shoot, he was some prior knowledge that we didn't even tap into. He was already out on bond for allegedly abusing a baby and was arrested. So this guy is already just
Oh.
absolutely the worst human you could possibly think of. So
Oh wow.
the fact that he only had a stapler is pretty lucky for us, I would say. Came
Yes.
out that with a win.
This guy does not seem to wrap too tight. Kind of cuckoo.
Yeah, I mean, Florida man, typically cuckoo.
All right.
What is this next one that we got here?
Oh.
Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
the family of Carole Baskin's dead, quote unquote dead husband breaks silence on claims he's alive and well. So, have you guys seen Tiger King?
I have not. No, unfortunately.
I've not either. Unfortunately, as popular as it is, I have not seen it.
Okay, so I was hoping that Sick was here because I think he's seen it because I have it, but it's a popular.
Oh, jeez.
It's a popular Netflix show that apparently everybody's seen except for us three. And in the show, Carole Baskins was like one of the persons like that's involved with like Joe Exotic. There was like a part of the show apparently where they're talking about her dead husband, and now there are claims that he's actually been alive this entire time, and basically there are claims of saying that he's alive, and then now the family's saying that like, oh, that's not true, like our dad is dead, and he's been dead, and now they're having to like cycle through rumors saying that like there's this rumor that Carole Baskins put the husband's body through a meat grinder and fed it to tigers at their animal rescue ranch in Tampa.
Dude, That shit's fucked. That's like reminding me of like when X first died.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and like when Juice World first died, everybody was like, "Oh, he's not dead, he's here," and they would like send like old pictures of them or whatever and post them, like mainly pictures that people have never really seen before. But on the topic of dead, young rapper Mac Miller, well, not really young anymore, but he would have been 31 as of the 19th. This is currently the 21st, so it's 2 days old. But man, R.I.P. a legend. I don't know if any of you guys ever listened to Mac Miller, but good guy, man.
Yeah.
Good guy.
I listened to it a little bit. I wasn't like the hugest fan before he died, but you know, I like circles. I like swimming.
Oh yeah.
He was a good guy.
He's got a bunch of bangers. He was a good down to earth guy, but yeah, man, drugs will fuck you up. Drugs
RP
will
Mac,
fuck
man.
you up. He would have been 31.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Like I said, the 19th. You see the picture in there?
Oh yeah, well,
I don't think
the candles.
I don't think I've ever seen pancakes that big with like bananas. I've never seen a banana-filled powdered pancake.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it in our chat just so that Clearout can see. Oh.
Yeah, dude, that I don't think I've seen those pancakes anywhere, bro.
I don't know where you get them that big. Like,
With
I don't know if that's
the
IHOP.
smallest, the biggest pancakes with the smallest amount of syrup. Like, bro, that syrup's for like one pancake.
I know.
The rest of them aren't even getting any.
No, for real. Like, this is the driest pancakes under that first one.
Yeah, man, you gonna need some more syrup for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
That is crazy.
Yeah. All right. So now moving to our next story. This is going to entertainment. Netflix password sharing crackdown is finally happening. So I don't know if you guys, actually, you probably have done this before. You're chilling with somebody and just like, all right, you can use my Netflix. You can't do that anymore. So by March, they're going to completely crack down on password sharing for Netflix. So you either have to use a paid sharing option or go to a lower price subscription with ads. So what do you guys think about that?
I think it's a good move. Everybody should stop using that platform. And Netflix hasn't dropped a single good, like anything besides an original, but everything's an original because they spent millions of dollars assigning people, not projects, people to Netflix where they can only release originals. Good move. I hate Netflix. That's all I gotta say.
I agree for Netflix, absolutely. I just want to know, like, how the fuck would they know that I'm password sharing? For example, I could be watching Netflix at home and say that, hey, I'm gonna take a vacation down to Hawaii, okay, and I'm gonna log into my account. Is that considered as password sharing? And it's me. I'm primary of the owner of the account. So how would they know?
That's a pretty
probably
easy
like
question.
IP or something.
It's IP, yeah. Consistent IP usage from a different address that isn't you. Considering that your phone has like a GPS on it, and if you download the Netflix app and you let it access your location, it can tell whether it's you or not without even letting you know. And Netflix is already a bad enough company to where they're selling out your password anyway, or they went through that whole scandal previously. So Netflix, honestly, like as a whole, like 1 out of 10 right now. Like just they're really bad. I don't know. They just went through a whole bunch of problems. They seem to have nothing but problems. And now they're just making their platform worse. I couldn't tell them a better move, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially since
just get HBO Max, dude. Like just
that's what I was about to say. Hulu now with HBO, like sports, that's all you need, man. Don't need Netflix anymore. Netflix really has nothing unless you guys can think of something now.
I mean, if you Disney Plus, if you can afford it, like, yeah. Or just get your hands on a Disney Plus account. But yeah, like I haven't used Netflix in a while, man. Like they removed like all of my favorite shows, and so like I was just kind of done.
Damn, man. I remember the last show that I ever watched off of Netflix was actually an anime, which was Seven Deadly Sins. That's the last one that I've ever watched, which was a Netflix original. which
Oh.
was a banger. But yeah,
Wait, they took
I
that
don't
off,
know.
or is this still on?
I think they only like signed the first season. That was before they did like all the people. I
Mm.
think it only has a couple seasons on it. Right now, it's currently at 5. I think I've watched all of it so far, but I don't think Netflix has it all. Maybe they took it down. I don't know.
Damn.
But I don't know. Bold moves for Netflix. I'll tell you that.
HBO on top.
Sure.
HBO is definitely on top. Now, going to our next topic, I guess more Marvel news. Jeremy Renner, the actor for Hawkeye, reveals the snowplow accident left him with 30 plus broken bones. So did you guys hear about that snowplow accident where he was like in a severe critical injury?
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, so it says 52-year-old actor Jeremy Renner thanks supporters for their messages and thoughtfulness to my family and after the snowplow accident. So he suffered 30 plus broken bones because basically what happened, I'm paraphrasing, but he was helping somebody with the snowplow, and then somehow he had to like bend down, and then the snowplow like freaked out, and then like it ran over him. And so like he had like severe injuries to like his head, like his chest. He was just in really bad shape.
I'm surprised he's alive. 30 plus broken bones.
30 plus.
So that actually injury was the exact same date where Ken Block, one of the members of Hoonigan, a extreme professional racer, he actually passed away during a snowmobile incident as well. The exact same day. By the snowmobile unfortunately landed on his head, and it was a huge loss in the car community. And people were a bit weirded out that why was Hawkeye injured the exact same day, doing the exact same thing. People thought it was very strange, very, very strange that both people, very, very famous, got injured and unfortunately passed away doing the exact same thing.
Play some X-Files music.
Yeah.
It's like,
Break it down like a case or something. That's crazy, man. I'm surprised he's alive. 30 plus broken bones. I mean, you only have 206 bones in your body.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bones to be broken. I've broken one bone my lifetime, or I almost did. It was like an extremely bad fracture to where my bones were barely touching, but they ended up getting like rerouted back to the same way it used to be. So it wasn't that bad. But the X-ray scan was literally like a pixel of my bone was touching from my knee. It was on my leg. So from my that bone that connects from your ankle to your knee, the knee connection was like all messed up. Damn. But otherwise than that, I couldn't imagine 30. Like he probably can't even move.
Dude,
that's.
Could you imagine the pain you'd be in? Just like as soon as like you realize, you probably went into shock, but like most definitely, but just waking up and feeling just every part of your body just burning, and just like I am so close to death right now.
Dude, I just had back surgery like a little while ago, and that like I couldn't even turn. I couldn't even imagine like broken bones. You gotta imagine like some ribs are in there, like poking at stuff. Like, ooh, that's gotta be bad. And they suffer like head trauma too. Nah, bro. Nah.
I mean, the fact that he's still alive is just a miracle in itself. So yeah, I hope he recovers soon. I mean, Jeremy Renner seems like a good guy. I love his acting. So yeah.
Very true. Also about being kinda alive. Retired astronaut Buzz Aldrin marries longtime love on his 93rd birthday.
I love this story.
Whoa.
Jeez.
I'm also gonna pull up a picture like in the video, because you guys need to see like that how he looks at 93. Like this this looks kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, bro, it looks fake. But
this man is 93,
and he got married on his birthday. Jeez.
I
It
wonder
must
how-
have been a really long time love. That's real long time love. Like he waited till probably is like. I wonder if he was married beforehand. Does that actually say that?
I think he was
Or
married
was he just-
beforehand, but he got divorced, obviously. But yo, that's crazy. Cause like I don't know if it was just like a long term, maybe like a best friend that like maybe he always had feelings for or something, and they're just like, I'm 93, I'm about to die anyway, so let's do this shit.
You could shoot a shot before he dies. I mean,
Yeah.
it landed. It landed. Some background on Aldrin. He was
Mhm.
he was the second person to ever set foot on the moon in 1969, following Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
So, very, very important man. And unless you're one of those people who is involved with the moon conspiracy and all that, just don't even add the podcast. Don't do anything about that. We don't want to hear anything about that. That whole controversy is so dumb. Fake flag on the field. I'm throwing out the red card. You're out of the game. No more of that. We're no more moon.
Zach's
What,
about
bro,
to
you
throw
in a
hands
flat
with people
earther?
in the comments.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to see. Oh well, they actually took the picture with Neil Armstrong, but it's a fake flag. Like there was some air moving it, or it was just there. Like,
Bro, there are gonna be so many Illuminati confirmed videos just related.
Well, if Neil Armstrong wasn't the first person to ever set foot on the moon, this guy was. This is your guy right here, because he was the second. So, all you tinfoil hat motherfuckers, look at this guy. Hitting on you. But yeah, that's crazy. Oh, but actually, when he set up the American flag, it says right here that he scooped up moon rocks.
Mm.
Wow. It proves that he was on the moon. Got some special
Wow.
rocks from up there.
No, you can fabricate that.
Yeah,
you,
for
you,
sure. Some
get-
moon rocks.
You can get moon
Some shit
rocks
that
at
you've
the,
never
the
seen.
museum, like the why did I say museum like that? You can get them at the museum at the museum in DC, like the Air and Space Museum. You can get moon rocks.
It's just faded granite.
It's just faded,
It's just
yeah.
so bad. It's just so obviously fake. Yeah, that'd be great, bro. I'd fucking love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish Sick was here for this next topic too, man.
Oh.
Because he's got a
NFL.
big debate. Yeah, he's got a
Yes.
big debate, man.
No, because he's a diehard fan of the 49ers. So yeah, we're
Not
gonna
gonna
talk
lie,
about
the
sports. Talking about
49ers
football.
kind of trash. I don't know. I've never really
Wait, who
liked the
said that?
49ers, but me,
Shit.
Assertful. I don't like the
At
49ers.
Assertful. Sick.
Yeah,
Get your
don't at me.
mans. Come get your
Don't at-
mans.
Don't at me. They choke every time. If they win the Super Bowl, I'll bite my
That's
like,
no,
lip.
that's a 1v1 in
Like-
MW2 right there.
Oh,
Let's
he's
run it.
losing every day. He's
Let's run
losing
it
every day.
back.
Just like the 49ers, by the way. Just like the 49ers. They may be doing good right now. In the end, it's going to be a no. I'm sorry. I mean,
Bro.
like, Patrick Mahomes, you know he's beating Buffalo or Bengals.
Mm,
You know.
bro.
Patrick Mahomes, bro, he's honestly cheat. He's honestly cheat, bro.
Bro.
And I'm not gonna lie, after they lost jeez, I can't think of names, but after they lost Kansas City, after they lost one of their best players, I didn't think they would be as good this year, but they're pretty good. And the Jaguars actually really surprised me. Being a Florida man, root for the Jags. We got two teams or three teams. I forget because we got Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and Miami. We have three teams.
Hold up. Are
so-
the Jaguars playing like right now?
Nah, they lost to the Chiefs or Kansas City. Chiefs, yeah, same
Oh,
shit.
wait.
Redskins.
No, it's Oh yeah. No, you're right. I'm
It just finished
yeah, it just
recently. It was
finished.
actued today.
Ah,
But,
damn.
yeah. Lost by a touchdown, so not bad.
I
But
was rooting for Jacksonville.
I know, man. After that Chargers game, Jesus.
They won by 1.
I
31 to
know.
30.
I know, bro. That game was so hyped. And when I went to work, bro, everybody was so hyped. It was actually cool because, Florida hasn't really got something, especially Jacksonville hasn't really got anything too crazy in a long, long time. But, like, Jacksonville is like the most slept on Florida team because we obviously have Miami, Tampa Bay, Jags really haven't been that good in like 6-7 years, maybe
Yeah.
longer. So
Dude, Jacksonville.
I don't know.
I remember they used to suck, like no cap.
No, like really bad. Like even
Really
people,
bad.
I've been to Jacksonville before, and I've been to a game, and not gonna lie, the energy's either super hype, like it was during the Chargers game, or it's just like, all right, we're just here to watch football. Like that's it. Like the tickets were so cheap and they were bad, so like everybody would just go to watch. So.
Yeah.
The prices actually went down on the tickets because nobody was showing up.
Oh,
Or
for
not
real?
really nobody,
Damn.
but there wasn't a lot. Like, because they were bad for a while, so we had like diehard fans
Yeah.
whenever I went to the Jacksonville game, but not really, man. Although we're all rooting for them, we just didn't spend the money to go to the stadium. The worst is Bills. Bills Mafia travels everywhere, and they are toxic. And I'm friends
I got
with
something to
some
say
Bill
about that.
fans, but there's also some bars in Florida where I'm sure they have it all over the place, but there's certain spots where that's a Bill spot. Like those guys are wild. They live in Florida, but God, man, because we get a lot of people that move down here into Florida from the north, just
Yeah.
because of like the weather and stuff that we have. Very different from what they're accustomed to.
So to talk about the Bills, okay, so Vutera and Taco are both from upstate New York. They live really close to Buffalo. So they know firsthand like how strong the Bills Mafia is. Like Bills fans are like a different beast. I mean, I think the worst franchise is the Eagles, just in terms of fan base. I mean, that's just my opinion. But like Bills fans are like they're crazy too.
I can withstand Bills fans, but Eagles, like you said, Eagles fans are weird. I mean, just EDP, like
Oh, well, okay,
representing.
EDP
I'm just
representing,
kidding.
but all
Eagles fans all getting mad right now.
EDP Eagles fans are like after the shit came out about EDP, they're just like, no, we do not claim him. Like, and what's funny is just the tide of like how the perception of EDP went like after the like the scandal came out, because like everybody knew EDP as just like, oh, he's that like, you know, big like funny Eagles fan that would just like get really hyped during games and like would just overreact to everything. And then after the scandal came out, they're just like, oh, we do not claim EDP. They're like a lot of the people that were like close to him, like the YouTubers, like Phil Delia, I think his name, I forgot what his like best friend's name is, like Hispanic, Julio, I think. And like they always said like, oh, we don't associate with EDP, like we never liked him, and like it's
Jesus.
it's just crazy that like, and he kind of became like a poster boy for the Eagles, and then like in one day all that changed, and like now people don't really like fuck with the Eagles like that, like just because of EDP.
I followed it a little bit. This is a little bit off topic of football, more of like the EDP whole scandal and stuff about the thing with the cupcake and the thing that went down. All those things end up coming back because like the guy that exposed him, not the skinny guy, but the bigger guy, the white guy, ended up
like
being
Shaq?
like a racist and like a pedophile at the same time.
Yeah.
So that didn't really turn out for the guy that busted him either. He kind of like turned himself in with
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Fire.
But EDP, like, yeah, he did something really, really bad, and he probably did stuff like that beforehand. Maybe not. Like, I don't see kids falling for that really. Maybe the cupcake, but anything past that, like,
No, he's
kids
stupid.
aren't dumb.
Like,
Kids aren't dumb.
But the thing about it is that like, I don't think, I don't know. I wanted to like not believe the story just because I was a fan of EDP. You know, before the scandal, I thought he was like really funny. And when the scandal came out, I'm just like, I knew he was desperate. Like I knew that he was like really desperate because, you know, he talk about porn all the time, and like he had like his one video called like the top 200 porn stars of all time. I thought that was funny, but like I didn't know how desperate he was and like how gullible he was. Because if you read the text messages, like this is like clear to catch a predator bait. Like this is stuff that like
it actually was a bit.
Yeah. And like if you believe that, then like you actually are a pedophile. Because I don't know, like,
What is his name? Chris Hansen.
yeah, Chris Hansen.
He's like one of the biggest guys that does that stuff. Like that stuff is kind of funny. I did watch it for a little bit. I do like the fact that it's kind of a way to like clean them up off the streets.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think anybody wired like that can't really change. Honestly, I think it's something like messed up with the brain. I think it's like I don't want to get too far into it, but I kind of want to say it's something like how people like feet.
Oh, like foot fetishes?
Because that's actually something wired wrong with your brain. It's actually been proven that it's something right next to the hormones and stuff that you feel about like women and stuff get mixed up with like feet instead of like other body parts or just them in general. So like maybe it's something along that we just haven't figured out yet. But speaking of feet, let's go to our next topic here.
That was a good segue. All right. Speaking of feet,
I don't know much about basketball,
but yeah. Speaking of feet, James Harden was roasted over a picture of his feet. So I'm gonna show it in the podcast. Wait, Clara, have you seen this?
I saw this. It's fucking disgusting. God,
I've never seen it, but I thought of basketball right when I first said it because I thought of Shaq. Like recently that came up, and I think dude, have you ever seen Shaq's feet? It's so bad. It's so bad, bro. They're so scrunched up and nasty, and they're like sausages, bro. Oh my god, bro. That stuff. I haven't seen James Harden's feet, but I don't know if it can really compete with Shaq. I mean, they're pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie. They're
dude. Oh my god, those are nasty. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Shaq is a giant, so I don't expect him to have like normal looking feet, but it's just like his toenails look so.
His toes, his toenails, bro. His big toe, his big toe is specific, bro. It's so fucked.
It's like going under like the other toe is like, bruh.
Yeah, man. I just had
like
to say,
like
as soon as I thought of feet and I saw sports, man, I just immediately thought Shaq, bro. Immediately, man. And another one was LeBron. LeBron's feet, bro.
Wait, LeBron has nasty feet?
He has like problems with his feet because he practiced so much and like they're all like scrunched up from being in shoes. Because like it's bad for you. They play so much and like sweaty shoes and stuff. Like they get athlete's foot and stuff like that all the time. Like it ruins your feet. Like it's pretty bad. That's why they end up looking like that for playing way too long. But yeah, let's click on these LeBron toes.
That's like. His pinky toe is like actually going over his ring toe. Like, I don't know if that's like a ring toe.
Toes going over his big toe. Like, yeah, that stuff is nasty.
What?
I think it's because they wear their shoes tight so they can run, and then like having it tight like forces your feet. Like how the Chinese. I'm not gonna say Chinese because I don't know which Asian. I'm pretty sure it's Chinese, but I could be wrong. Where they like the women had to fit their feet and it would like curl their feet over to fit in heels or certain things or like cut off. I'm not sure, but the process was either they cut their toes short or they like bend their feet forward and cave in to fit certain heels, and that's what that reminds me of. Dude, it's so nasty. It's actually so nasty, bro.
Dude, I mean, this is kind of going back to. I mean, Clearout knows about this. This is after you left, but I didn't. My feet were kind of nasty when we went to that pool party in Vegas. So I do have some sympathy for these guys because I know from first-hand experience that like if you don't take care of your toes, then they can kind of end up like that. But,
yeah, I've had a little bit of bad luck with like hangnails and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what it is because one of my toes, my big toe, your nail gets cut a little bit short. So that's what ends up happening. Like that's why Shaq's Bigfoot looks like that and things like that. I can almost guarantee that because I have the same thing on one of my big toes. Not as bad, like as noticeable, but it is smaller in regard and it doesn't grow back as fast. Yeah. So because they cut deep in your like bed of your nail, like all the way to the bottom of your toe. because hangnails suck, dude. They go all the way from the top, all the way down your skin, all the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, this is gonna be our last topic. Also in sports, Tom Brady, to take his time making decision on NFL future. Some people speculate that the Bucs player is leaving. So, Tom Brady, I mean, we all know him. You know, famous quarterback that most notable with the Patriots. Recently signed to the Bucs, and he got a Super Bowl with it because the Bucs won the Super Bowl one time, right? It was like 2021, or
I think so.
The Bucks,
Another-
not sure.
Buccaneers.
2021 though.
Yeah, the Bucs won once. I remember. I think they're playing the Chiefs. Or no, the Bengals.
2021, yeah, 31-9.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
it was against Chiefs, yep.
yeah. But yeah, so Tom Brady might be leaving. I mean, I'm not a Bucs fan. I mean that's Tampa Bay, so I don't know. Do you follow the Bucs, Zach?
I do not follow the Bucks. Like I said, Florida has 3 teams. You generally stick around like one. It's pretty rough keeping up with all 3. You're trying to act like you're a fan of all 3. It's just not true. If anybody says that, it's just not true. It's one or the other. Tampa Bay doesn't really have a big audience, and like actually Tampa Bay, because like most of that audience is towards like baseball.
What's the baseball
but
team in Tampa?
Tampa based is it Stingrays? I don't.
I mean, I could look it up.
Tampa Bay baseball. The Rays, not Stingrays. The Rays.
The Rays.
Tampa Bay
yeah.
Rays. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tom Brady's a hard one to hold, honestly, on the team. Contract him in. He's just such a big player. I just don't see him. I see him switching it around a lot.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like the Bucks were never really good before he joins, and then as soon as he joins, they win a Super Bowl. But other than that, like I don't remember them being good at all. Like I don't know if they made playoffs consistently because I just never like paid attention to the team. Like they're just kind of there.
Honestly, same. Out of the 2 Florida teams that I remembered, by the way, it was Miami and the Jags. So
you don't
if
even
that
remember
puts
the
perspective
Bucks.
into your head. Nope, did I remember the Bucks? So honestly, probably slept on team for Florida, at least for me. But yeah, the Bucks never really been good. When I looked at their other Super Bowl win, jeez, I can't even. It was 2021, and then they had 2003. I was born in 2002. Like, come on, guys. You won when I was 1. Never made an appearance until you got Tom Brady, and now he's out. He got his Super Bowl ring, on to the next team. Honestly, kind of a flex though, because who can say that they got like Super Bowl rings on different teams? It's like you kind of earned them one. So
And,
honestly,
like, he took a
big
shit team
flex.
and like took them to the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
let's be
that's a
honest.
statement. That's a statement.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Tom Brady fan.
Yeah, neither am I. But like,
honestly,
I'm gonna give him his
respectable,
props.
bro. Yeah. Crazy guy.
Yeah. Clearout, do you follow football at all?
A bit. I mean, I dabble. I mean, I only really watch when it comes to Super Bowl. I'm not that big of a Super Bowl fan. I'm more of a basketball, soccer.
Yeah. I don't know much
Respectable.
about soccer, but how's the World Cup been popping?
Fucking,
wait,
it was
we
dog
finished?
shit. It
Oh.
was fucking. It was pretty horrible. This year was kind of like, all right, Argentina's gonna win. Oh look, they won. What a fucking surprise.
Wait, who are you rooting for?
That was pretty much it. It was already over. It was for Argentina.
It
You
was,
were rooting for Argentina. No, wait. Who are you rooting for? Were you rooting for Argentina to win? Or
Yeah.
yeah, I
So-
really didn't care.
Speaking of a blowout, that happened in college football recently, where the finals was just like, yeah, why did we watch this? It's just a straight out blowout. It was Bama versus I don't remember the other team, but it was actually so bad. I learned it from my grandpa because I don't really watch college football. But he was like, dude, I couldn't even watch it. I had to turn it off. And he watches football all the time. And I thought that was crazy. Let me see who they played. But I don't remember. I know it was Bama versus somebody. Was it? I think it was versus Georgia. The Bulldogs versus Bama. And what I heard was that it was just a straight up knockout. I may be lying. No, I don't think it was that one. But there was definitely a blowout game here recently. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was college. I don't know. I could be blabbing on about some shit I don't know about. To be honest, I don't watch college. I don't give a damn. But I just heard that recently, within like the past couple of weeks, there was a blowout game, and it was like one of the big matches, and it was just horrible. It was just horrible to watch. It was just bullying. My grandfather literally put it this way. He said it was literally watching, like a college team just bully like middle schoolers. It was so bad. But I don't remember the match, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure it's Bama slamming somebody, but it was crazy, bro.
Oh my
I don't
god.
think I've ever heard of something like that. That's why I don't watch college football, bro.
Yeah, this is off topic, but that reminds me of the South Park episode Stanley's Cup. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but so Stan has to train this pee-wee hockey team of like kindergartners.
Yeah.
You remember this, Clearout?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and then he has to
Continue
train.
on.
He trains the hockey team to beat the other like rival team, and then the rival team doesn't show up, so then they have to get the Detroit Red Wings like adults, and then the adults just start smacking on the kids, and then they beat them so bad, like they're like beating them up, and like the kids are getting bloody and stuff, and like the whole game, like the purpose of the game was like Stan wanted like their team to win so that they could win for this kid who had cancer, and so like his wish before he died was like, please win the game, and like I'll be happy. And so then they lose, and then at the end of the episode, the kid goes like, no hope, and then just dies. And like it's so fucked up. But I don't know that for some reason like that just reminded me of it.
Oh, here's what it was. Georgia's performance Monday was simply in a league of its own. The Bulldogs struck early and often, coming up with 3 first-half takeaways and scoring every drive of the first half to take a 38-7 advantage going into the locker room. The offense racked up 354 yards of offense and an average of 9.3 yards per play within the first 2 quarters.
Wow.
And it didn't even stop there. By the 4th quarter, Georgia was already leading 52-7.
Oh my god.
With pulling out most of his starters. So they were literally like playing the backburners and just absolutely slamming. So the team that they played against, it was the Bulldogs versus TCU, which is like the Horned Frogs, and they ended up demolishing them and winning. And this was a big match. It was number 1 was Georgia over number 3 TCU. 65-7 endgame score.
Jesus.
And that was crazy.
That is crazy.
And they actually broke a record, which is a 58-point margin that was set in 2018 by the Armed Forces Bowl, where the Army beat Houston 70-14. They had a bigger gap in the score, so they actually set a record in place. That is crazy. That's the blowout game that I heard about. Absolute bullying on the field.
Dude, I just quit at that point.
That was in the playoffs for like the college playoffs, whatever you want to call them. That is insane.
I think that just ruins your next season. Like you're so demoralized.
65-7. They scored 1 touchdown. Probably not even against the starters. I didn't even watch the match. It probably wasn't against the starters. It's probably just like, here, just have 1 touchdown. Like that's it, bro. That is so bad.
Bro, I couldn't imagine how tilted I'd be. Like I wouldn't even be tilted. I'd just be like just hopeless. Like just imagine going to that locker room like after the game, you just stare at the ground. You're just like, why God, why am I alive?
Dude. I don't know. And it's like big. Like I said, I think it was like the semifinals or something like that. Like it was an important match, which the Bulldogs ended up winning the whole thing. So a little bit of spoilers, but yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know how to respond to that. If I get blown out like that, I'm quitting football, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
could you imagine getting blown out like that in like a COD tournament?
yeah, that'd be pretty bad. There's a little bit of aspects that go into it because like you don't have to worry about connection or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, they came out there to play and they didn't end up playing. So that's so crazy. They rested their starters and still won. Well, I don't know how much time we're at, but we should probably wrap it up for this one at least.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this too long.
Yep.
But yeah, this was a good episode. Like I think for our first episode, we did pretty well.
Unfortunately, 6 gone.
Unfortunately, 6 gone. He probably had a lot to say about that 49ers.
Oh, he would have been so mad about
that would have been a clip in itself.
Yeah, he's gonna be so heated. He's gonna like make a whole YouTube video and just like outing me.
Assertful exposed. It's like the real Assertful.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, let's wrap it up. So that was our podcast for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna do these regularly. I don't know what the schedule will be. Maybe bi-weekly, just depending on everybody's schedules. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is Fatal Aspire, and I'm here with Assertful, or Zach, and Clearout. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.
Take care.